Hello, everybody. So today, Power Rankings time, favorite time of the week. Let's get started. Now at number 32, moving down 2 spots from last week, the Titans. It's official, the Titans are the new worst team. And they got blown out by Indianapolis. It's like, they just haven't looked like an actual NFL team. I mean, what more is there to say? Cam Ward's not even doing well right now, so yeah, hang on. Just gotta readjust the camera a bit. Okay, looks like everything can be seen okay, so should be alright. Okay, number 31. This was tough for me, but moving up 1 spot, the Jets. I wanted to move them up a little higher because I really don't think Jets are the worst team. I really don't, because, well, I think the Jets were not the worst team when they weren't winning a game. Hang on, let me just check something here. Yeah, okay, it can still be seen. Okay. And they finally came through and won one. Now, it was crazy. I still don't know how the Jets-Cincinnati game got to where it did. But, nevertheless, made a good game. Might be game of the year. But also, I don't know. Because it was 2 bad teams. Who knows? Okay, number 30. Moving up a spot. The Miami Dolphins. Dolphins playing a much more dominant game that they actually deserved to win against the Falcons. The Dolphins played well on Sunday against the Falcons. Yeah. I'm surprised. I would have had Atlanta for a country mile in that game. Boy, was I wrong. Okay, this is where it's going to start to get a little dicey here. Number 29, same spot as last week. New Orleans. New Orleans. They didn't look good, but it was the superior Buccaneers team. Yeah, I think benching Spencer Rattler was not the right move, so maybe go back to him. Well, they're in contention for a top draft pick, so get a quarterback then. But we'll discuss that after the season, when that time comes around. Okay, number 28. I'm not keeping a consistent theme. There is moving up and down. And I'd say moving down 4 spots from last week. Cincinnati. Cincinnati was playing well. They looked like they were going to soar up the board again. Go back to 500. And then they collapsed. This was not the offense's fault. The offense had a really good day. It was the defense not showing up in great moments. I thought their defense was mediocre at best, which is still better than last year. And I got no more words for that. Number 27, same spot as last week. The Raiders. The Raiders coming off a bye. We're on a bye week. Not a very good bye week for the Raiders. That's in the fact that every other team in the AFC West won this week. But that shouldn't matter. So, yeah. Okay, number 26. I'd keep them at the same spot as last week. The Cleveland Browns. I honestly feel bad for them at this point. I really do. Because how does Myles Garrett have 3 sacks in a game? Countless sacks. He's doing countless good things for his team. And they still lose by 3 scores. Now, I feel like in this Cleveland New England game, how this plays out is like, okay, you sack our quarterback. We force you to throw an interception. That kind of is how it went. At least to my knowledge. So, yeah. Okay, number 25. Moving up. No, actually, moving down. Down 2 spots. The Giants. Now, I think the Giants have come back down to earth. I really don't think it's Jackson Dart's fault. Well, not having Cam Skattebo isn't going to help at all. But, yeah, I also feel bad for the guy. But, I mean, it's not over. I don't think they're going to make the playoffs. That's probably out of the question, but at least being competitive is not out of the question. I think the Giants will be. Like they have been ever since they played the Eagles the first time, not the second time. They still put up 20 points, but moral victories, there are no moral victories in this league. Hey, but let's talk about a team who didn't win in any facet of the game their last game. And moving down another 2 spots, the Washington Commanders. I am honestly shocked and disappointed at the Commanders because, like, I don't know. I don't understand. I had them as a top 5 team to start. And they're down here. I've said the same thing with Baltimore, and I gotta say it to Washington. What is going on? Like, Washington kept it close for a little bit, and then they just went away against the Chiefs. They just, poof, they disappeared. That's basically how it was for the Commanders. Yeah. Not having Jane Daniels didn't help. So, yeah. Okay, number 23. Moving up 5 spots. Baltimore. No Lamar Jackson. They put Snoop Huntley in at quarterback. Or Tyler Huntley. They call him Snoop Huntley for some reason. Some people do. I don't know why. Anyway, the name's Tyler, but not the point. Right, and apparently Derrick Henry still exists. I don't mean that in a bad way. But, yeah. Baltimore might be back. Like, we'll see how they go in their next few games, but getting somewhere. Like, you gotta start somewhere, and Baltimore did that. Okay, number 22. I probably should swap these, but too late now. Moving up 3 spots, the Arizona Cardinals. Arizona was on a bye week, but I haven't moved the Cardinals up the board in so long. Give me this. Don't take this away from me. Yeah, Cardinals shared a bye week with most of the NFC West. But I really think, like Baltimore, the Cardinals could claw back in. I mean, the Niners sometimes drop games that they shouldn't. I really think the Seahawks are going to collapse, and we know the Cowboys. And the Jags drop games that they shouldn't. Like, the Cardinals will get back in this. I'm pretty sure of it. Although I said that before the season. Like, no, the bye week was good for them. It'll be good for us. Maybe if we could trade for a running back, that could help too, but hey. The bye week, we desperately needed it. Okay, number 21. Moving down 1 spot. Minnesota, man, they played They played terribly against the Chargers. Or it was on Thursday night. For me, that feels like a week ago. But it was this week. Okay? It was this week. And, it was ugly. It was ugly for Minnesota. Like, yeah, they only put up 10 points. I really don't think it's Minnesota's here. Okay, number 20. Moving down a spot as well. The Falcons. The Falcons, they really should have beaten the Dolphins. At least, well, there's a difference between the Falcons and the Vikings. Head to head, obviously, like, can't really ignore that. But also, the other thing for the Falcons is that they, at least the Vikings, lost to a good team in the Chargers. The Falcons lost to a team that's down here. Now, I'm not discrediting the Dolphins, but... And Kirk Cousins didn't look good. But Michael Penix was out. If Penix was in, the Falcons would play much better than they did. Just saying. Okay, number 19. Moving down 2 spots from last week. The Dallas Cowboys. Now, Cowboys and Vikings look similar because they both lost to good teams. Dak did not have a good day. Like, I would have thought the Cowboys would have kept pace, but the Broncos pulled away. Maybe. But the Cowboys, their defense, yeah. They are further away from average coming out of that game than they were going into that game. They started off okay, and then the Broncos just started pounding. So, yeah. Okay, number 18. Moving down 2 spots. Carolina. Now, I can't really blame the Panthers too much. Bryce Young was out. And they were playing the Bills, who were really hunting down a win. Like, I would have given the Panthers a whole lot of praise. And I wouldn't even give them decent praise if they kept it close. But that begs the question for me. Are the Panthers reverting back to old habits? Or was this just like we were playing a superior opponent? And because this is somewhat like the Patriots game. So, yeah. Okay, number 17. Moving down 3 spots. The Bears. Now, the Bears, they started okay against the Ravens, and then they fell apart. I feel like similar things have happened last year with the Bears. Because, well, the Bears start meh, then they get to 4-2, and then it's a loss, and then everybody's kind of freaking out. Like, I'm not sure what the Bengals are going to do against the Bears. That's somewhat of an interesting matchup. We'll get to that in predictions. But, I don't know. No. Okay. Number 16. Moving up 2 spots. Jags. The Jags were on a bye week. Oh, a lot of teams were on a bye week this week. About 3 of them so far. Like half the teams that were on bye this week. 6 teams on bye. That's a lot. That's a lot. Anyway. Jags. better than last year. I really don't have anything to go on them this week, but we'll keep my eye on the Jags. See how they're doing. Okay. Now, number 15. Okay. Moving down 3 spots. Seattle. This is just probably me being biased, but I really think the Seattle Seahawks are going to collapse. I really think they're going to. Like, they start off good, then they collapse. They still have a winning record, or by the end of the year, but I really think they collapse big moments. I really think they're going to collapse down the stretch. That's just me being hopeful as a Cardinals fan. Not liking the Seahawks, but I really think it's going to happen. Okay, number 14. The Rams. Like, different reasons. They were just on a bye week, and, well, there's a lot of good performances over here. Like the Houston Texans. This probably is way too high for the Texans. They were moving up 8 spots. Like, I kind of forgot about them, so yeah, blame me if you want to, okay? Actually, let's fix that. I would put the Rams, Seahawks, and Jags up a spot from what I originally said. Move the Texans in 16th. So they're still moving up 5 spots. They're still 3 and 4. Okay, yeah. Okay, number 12, moving up another 3 spots, the Chiefs. The Chiefs, they won 5 of their last 6 after starting 0-2. They're 5-3 now. I don't think the Chiefs are going to keep this up. Their next 2 games, a bye week is sandwiched in between the Bills and the Broncos. Okay? That's pretty much a murderer's row of competition. So, yeah. Number 11, moving down 6 spots, the Niners. The Niners lost to, for their caliber, I would say an inferior Houston team. And if the Niners were as truly dominant as they are, they wouldn't lose a game like that. So, yeah. Okay, number 10. I think I might slide these guys down a spot. Pittsburgh. Now, it's like they had a not so good performance versus who they played? The Packers. But there's no shame losing to the Packers. The Packers are a good team. But it's just, there are a bunch of really good performances ahead that there's kind of no standing room. Like number 9, moving up 4 spots, the Chargers. The Chargers really flex their muscles against the Vikings. As they should, as I think they should. Like, that's a hard debate with the Vikings. I think they're not a good team. So, yeah. Okay, number 8. Let's move these guys up 2 spots. Buffalo's back in the top row. Buffalo's back. Back in that top row. Now, Buffalo really came out. Like, they really came out and laid down the law against the Panthers. I figured out a good way to say that. Takes a lot. Okay, number 7. Moving up a spot as well. Moving up a spot. Philly. Philly. Oh, yeah. I mean, the Eagles kind of laid down the law. They still allowed 20. Buffalo only allowed 9. But still, the Eagles are the Eagles. And that's a good thing. So, yeah. Okay, number 6. Moving up a spot. New England. Trust me, I want to put them in the top 5. I really do. I really think they're trending towards that territory. They definitely are. They're 6-2, leading the AFC East. Mike Vrabel might be one of the best coaches outside of, well, the Harbaughs, in my book, really. So, yeah. Okay, number 5. Moving up a spot. Packers. Same reason. They beat a good team. They beat the Steelers. And, well, I was a little skeptical of the Packers the last few weeks. They're 5-1-1. Like, they only had 1 tie against the Cowboys and 1 bad game against the Browns. Like, but everyone's had a bad game, so that cancels out and helped Green Bay. So, yeah. Okay, number 4, same spot as last week. Tampa Bay. I mean, I understand that Tampa beat New Orleans without Mike Evans, without Chris Godwin, and I believe. Yeah, I feel bad Tampa getting injured. Right there. It's not good, but hey. Tampa will be okay. Number 3. I think we're going to keep things the same. Detroit. Detroit on a bye week. Really not much to say about that. They're 5-2. It's going to come down to Thanksgiving and maybe even week 18 for the NFC North. So, and maybe the Bears could get it together next week and somewhat crawl back into this race. Who knows? Number 2, same spot as last week, Denver Broncos. Now, the Broncos and Colts had really similar games this week. Like, some non-factors. They both played on the same time slot. They both play on the same TV network. Like, that's the non-factors. Good part. The factors, they keep blowing teams out. And trust me, like, anyone in the top 8 deserves number 1, but only one team can get it. And I feel like we've been changing number 1 so much these last little while that I kind of wanted to change the theme a little bit. Is why the Broncos aren't number 1. It's why the Packers aren't number 1. But, like, a lot of teams up here deserve it. But I'm going to keep the number 1 team in the same this week, and that's Indianapolis. Because, well, before this, usually teams that I put at number 1 usually fall off the next week. Indianapolis didn't do that. So, and Indianapolis have been stacking wins. They've been dominating teams. Sure, they've been dominating the bad teams like they're supposed to, but they've also been dominating some good teams and have one narrow loss to the Rams who, well, they're a good team. Okay? It's just not as dominant, but they're a good team. Indianapolis is... It's between Indianapolis and Denver for me and New England for best in the AFC. Best in the NFC, Detroit, Tampa, Green Bay, or Philly. But yeah, those are the power rankings for week 8. Now, we've got a lot of midseason content coming up by next week. I think we'll have midseason grades coming out next week. And as usual, power rankings and all that good stuff. But I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.